You know, it's really funny, where like time goes, where the time goes, and it feels like it was just yesterday. I was in high school, started my freshman year of high school, and now today Now I've graduated high school and I'm applying to Massasoit. And it feels like it was just yesterday. I just started watching the WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, and it feels like it was just yesterday. It was sometime in April in 2007, and now look what I'm. Now it's what day is it? It's December 7th, 2014. So it's really funny where the time goes, and then through that time, a lot of stuff has happened in the WWE. I'm not really going to go into detail about what's happened. But the one thing that's changed is the status of a certain superstar, CM Punk, now known as Phil Brooks. He should be known as Phil Brooks, but he still likes to call himself CM Punk. It's so weird. 2 years ago, he was on top, in my opinion. He was the longest reigning WWE champion of the modern era. He did great things, had amazing matches, did epic stuff, cut that epic pipe bomb. And he even wrestled The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And now look where he is now. Earlier this year, he got fired from the company. He didn't really quit. It's still technically you could say an argument because he didn't show up to work. For 3 months after he got suspended, so we could say, oh, he did quit, but I'm just gonna say he got fired. It's an easier term. That's what he says. Just a week ago today, he went on Colt Cabana's podcast and gave the whole story about why he left the WWE and why he no longer likes professional wrestling. And then I don't know when the news broke out. It's probably yesterday, but at midnight, I was at my friend Steve Ezekiel's house, and the funniest thing is we were just scrolling around on the internet, screwing around, and then we found he was this thing that said CM Punk signed with the UFC. He's now in the UFC. And at first we saw it on Facebook, so we were like, oh, it's not true. But then we found a video when he was getting an interview. I don't know who it is because I don't watch the UFC. When he was getting an interview saying that he's now with the UFC. He wanted to join the UFC for a while. He originally wanted to join, I think he said 3 years ago or 2 years ago. But he had signed back with the WWE, so that didn't work out. So now he's with the UFC, and this is going to be a new experience for him. And I think that's kind of really strange, earlier this year, he was with the WWE. He was in the Royal Rumble match. And now he's going to the UFC. It's so weird. My friend and I were both talking about how this is exactly what Brock Lesnar did. He left the WWE and joined the UFC. And he became he became the champion of the UFC. Now I don't really think he's going to be as successful as Brock Lesnar was, just because he's smaller. He's not going to hold that UFC championship because Brock Lesnar had a lot of muscle behind him. He's probably going to go to a different division in the UFC and wrestle the guys his size. And we do think he's going to get a lot of muscle when he joins the UFC because he doesn't have as big of a muscle as Brock Lesnar did when he joined the UFC, or Batista, or Bobby Lashley, now just known as Lashley. So we don't really know where their aspects are. But I think this is kind of strange because this is exactly what Brock Lesnar did, and I can see by 2018, maybe even a little bit later than that, a little earlier than that, he rejoins the WWE, and I think this might be like a master plan. This could be like a very master plan. When CM Punk with CM Punk. You know, he joins the UFC and goes on. You know, he goes on, gets successful, and then he goes back to the WWE, and he's just like Brock Lesnar. He can be a part-timer. He can wrestle in the MMA trunks. He can get everything he wanted from Vince McMahon. Maybe this is a plot so he can get everything he wants from Vince McMahon. But we'll see what happens. But CM Punk's in the UFC. That's cool. I might try to watch a few of his fights. But I'm not a big UFC watcher. I didn't really watch it when Brock Lesnar was in the UFC. I think I've seen a couple fights. I did watch Batista's fight when he went to the MMA. But, you know, maybe I'll watch CM Punk in the UFC. If I had to make a prediction when he's going to debut, I say early 2015 by February or March time. And he might make a debut on like a UFC pay-per-view. So, yeah, CM Punk's in the UFC. And it's so weird because look where he was earlier this year. He was with the WWE, and now he's going to the UFC. And I guess that's good because now he doesn't have to fight as often, because when he was in the WWE, he had to wrestle a lot. And now he's in the UFC. So, yeah, that's... we're getting like... This was like a big CM Punk year. Like, this was... CM Punk had a big year. He walked out this year. We didn't hear about him. We didn't really know why he left the WWE. And then we found out why he left the WWE. This has been actually a big put, I think on the day of Thanksgiving. And then a month, now like about within the span of a week, CM Punk has now joined the UFC. So, yeah, I am going to try to watch, though, the other podcast he had with Cole Cabana. I'm not going to do like a thoughts video about it or anything, but I am going to watch that. I haven't had the opportunity to yet. And I will watch that, however, and do my thoughts about it. But, yeah, CM Punk's in the UFC, and I think that's some good stuff. And that's pretty much it, guys. I want you to do one thing for me. Check out the video I did yesterday. I did a Google Hangout video with Jemiah Pin WWE. She makes YouTube videos. She actually is pretty good at what she does. And we talked for like 2 hours, and then we talked for like another hour when we got off. So check out that video, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it, guys. You know what to do down below. You can subscribe, all that stuff, and that's pretty much it, guys. And I'll be back to do a SmackDown review in like a little bit. I just gotta finish watching it.